again. This is the tutorial 1 showing how to make our turned mug mats. And on the intro, you probably already saw that this was like the first type of mug mat we ever made when we started doing mug mats. Today we're going to be making this one right here. It's the birthday, happy birthday Al mug mat, and it comes in a boy and a girl version. And you will be able to get a code to be able to purchase this for 75% off the regular price. But first we're going to show you how to make it. So sequence 1 is the placement line, and I have already hooped cutaway stabilizer, and this is a lightweight stabilizer because you're going to turn it, so you don't want it real heavy. It makes it more difficult to turn through the opening. And then after the placement line goes down, we put a sheet of batting down, and there's written tutorial and color analysis sheets that are always included with all of our designs. It will give you the measurements for these. So you just place that batting over the placement line, take it to the machine for the tack down, and then what we will do is trim that excess batting from around the edges and then place the front fabric down. Now the front fabric, I like to use a duck, or what would be called a bottom weight stabilizer, or a canvas. Then this is usually found in the home deck department, but also in the regular garment supplies, because pants can be made out of this heavier duck fabric in coats and jackets and things like that. So I'm going to take it to the machine and get this tacked down, and then we'll start doing the design. Back again. So we've put the quilt design on. This is a stipple quilt design, and then after that went ahead and did the first embroidery sequence, which was the base of the cake stand, and then the placement line that we're going to put the applique down. So you just take, it's a very small piece of fabric that you need to put down over that placement line. So when you're picking your fabric, make sure it's not a busy, well, it could be a busy print, but not a large print, because it's a very small area here. I'm going to lay that over this placement line, and then take it to the machine. Alright, so after the stitch down, or I should say tack down, we're going to trim that excess fabric from the applique. And I like to use double curved scissors, but as long as you have a pair of sharp scissors, you can trim it as well. The double curve has a lip on it, so it kind of gets into the edges. So after we trim that off, let me get that little piece there. It's going to go back to the machine now, and you're going to start stitching the design that is on the cake. So there's some icing. So I have to decide, I think because it has some white polka dots in it, my cake, I think I'll put some white icing on it. So we'll see what that looks like. So we have finished the mug mat except for the back, putting the back on. And so, because this is a turned mug mat, the way you will do this, you'll take the back fabric and you'll put the right side down, face down, on top of the mug mat. And then you're going to take it to the machine, and it's going to stitch almost all the way around. It's going to leave an opening over here. So if you have any excess fabric, you want to let that hang out over on this side, because where the opening is, we're going to leave a tab, and I'll show you that after we get this tacked down. But you want to make sure that this other side is covering the stitch line, which would actually be the placement line, original placement line that you had. So just make sure that all stitches are covered, and if there's any excess fabric, then just let it hang over there on which would be the right side of the mug mat. Now after that is stitched down, I'm going to unhoop it. It did a bean stitch going around, so that secures it nicely. Now you want to cut off the stabilizer. The excess stabilizer is going to be all the way around on all four sides. And then, now this is the excess where the opening is. And like I said, we're going to make a tab. And we just cut, you're going to trim where the stitches are. And then cut your corners as you go around. And when you get to that opening, now you want to take your turn tool and push your corners out. Steam seam comes in a roll like this. I used to say you could get it at Joann's, but Joann's is closed, so you can order it online, Amazon. But I just cut a small piece, enough to fit this opening right here, and you just lay it in there. Sometimes tweezers makes it easiest to go in there. By the way, I've also pressed that tab in so that it stays inside. Now this, you just press this on one side of the tab, the steam seam. Let it upside down. There's a sticky side and then there's a glossy side. So the sticky side obviously goes down, and that's what you iron onto one side of the tab. And then after it is dry, you just pull that paper off, and then you close it up and then just press across. And the other side now has, after you remove that paper from the other side, it has the sticky on it, and so it will catch on the other side when you iron it. You can also just whip stitch it if you like to hand stitch. I don't, so I use steam seam. But there you go. Hope you enjoy. And don't forget, you can get 75% off this mug mat just following the link below.